going on, you two? Been at it, digging after it pretty hard. Yeah, I think the last time you guys seen it, I didn't have the deck done. Deck's completely done and riveted down. Got the spoiler on. I got panels cut out, doors and quarters. Kind of trying to get the right side buttoned up here because the wiring guy is now a seat mount guy, and he's in my way again over on the driver's side. So, but it's all good. Finally got the Butler built to come in. So.
Yeah, so the Butler built to come in. So, you know, I appreciate their seats. We went with them because I like what they do. They build a really nice seat, and it's the most comfortable one that I've sat in yet. I like the way their headrests are and all that stuff. That's why we went with them. We ordered it PRI. It was a longer wait than anticipated, which, you know, that's just kind of the way things are going right now. I understand that it's hard to keep people at work, and most of us all have jobs. So if you work at a job, you understand the supply chain and keeping people at work. And so it was a longer wait than anticipated, but we finally got it in, and then it wasn't powder coated black. So I was pretty frustrated about that. You spend a bunch of time and a bunch of money waiting on something. So I called Butler Built, and I got to give credit where it's due. Dominic over there at Butler Built, you know, was pretty upset that they missed something like that, and that they had a customer that wasn't happy. So we've talked it out. We obviously got credited back the money that we paid for powder coat, and you know, Dominic's done me some solid stuff on the back side of that. So we're gonna go ahead and get this thing all mounted up. Kind of strip it down. It's nice because the way that all the padding comes off of this thing is pretty simple and pretty slick. Basically all your headrest padding is on its own separate piece of metal that's just Zeus into the back of this thing, Zeus fastened into it. So we'll get everything stripped down, and then I got a guy here local that does powder coating, so we're gonna get it powder coated. We were originally just gonna leave it mill because we just simply don't have the time to send it back and you know, jack around with another couple weeks of time. But luckily I got a guy that does some powder coating here locally, and we're gonna get it powder coated black. Like I said, we was gonna leave it mill and just deal with it, but the more that I look at it, there's a reason I ordered a black seat. So, you know, appreciate Butler Built working with me. We're just little guys, and you know, at the end of the day, they could have just told me go pound sand, but they did work with me, and hopefully going forward we won't have any more issues. So other than that, the joys of mounting the seat, you got basically the Schwartz bracket that you buy with the car that, you know, mounts the lower part of the seat. Down in there, it's underneath the seat, you can't see it. But you don't have to custom build a bracket. They sell like a universal rear bracket, but I don't know, you gotta end up modifying them anyway. So anyhow, so I built a piece of metal here that kind of hugs the back of the seat, and that's what your seat bolts to. And then you can kind of loosely see it. There's a piece of metal here that comes through. It bolts kind of where you see there's two tabs there. That bolts to the chassis. So you just got to kind of get your seat fit in there, kind of rough the bracket in, get it fabbed up, get it welded together, get your holes in it, and just kind of adjust it how you need it. It's a pain in the ass every time I've ever done it. I hate mounting the seat. I haven't mounted enough seats, I guess, in my time to know exactly how I want to sit in the car. I have a decent idea of it, but until you race the car, just seems like there's always something that you like, I want it a little bit farther forward or a little bit higher or whatever. But that's just that's a first world struggle, I suppose. So we're getting the rear bracket fabbed up today, get that all mounted up and finished. That'll allow me to get the harnesses in, get them all sized up and hammered down, and then I can jerk the seat back out, kind of strip some of the padding off of it and get it over to the powder coat guy, and hopefully we'll have it back by the end of next week and mount it in and done. But overall, you know, sitting in the seat, it's a very nice seat. Fits very well. I'm pretty excited about that. It's the first kind of custom to me seat that I've ever had, so I'm excited about that and see what that does inside the car as far as, you know, throughout the duration of a race. hopefully you feel like you're sitting in your recliner. But we'll see. So we'll get that done, get the harnesses in like I said, and hopefully Brandon will keep moving along on the body, get that kind of rolling. Oh, we did get some feedback from the vinyl guy, Slicker. He's got some proof that he's designing up, and we've got some kind of early renditions of what we're thinking. We're getting closer, so pretty excited about that. It's going to look a little bit different this year than it did last year. Very similar, but different in a lot of ways, which is good. What else? Oh, other big news of the week. It's been a pretty crazy week. We finally got everything back for the motor. So we had the block back last week. We talked about that a little bit, I think, on the last one. Got the new timing belt set up. You know, Dad's been kind of going through and just getting everything double checked. You know, he's got to check all his clearances for the crank on the mains. He's working on the rods right now. The bench is kind of a mess. Working on getting all those put together so he can check the clearances on that. Like I said, we did get the new timing belt set up in. This is a really nice unit here. There's not much to see. It's just a box of parts, but it's a timing belt setup, not a gear drive, not a chain. And I believe you say it Axeldyne. They actually have a cover, so that way for a dirt application, it's much more secure. And then Friday got the call that the heads were done, so we got those back and all cleaned up, and new the valve seats are all freshened, new springs, surface is decked the way it's supposed to be. Everything's good to go and ready to roll. So definitely some good news this week. Good week as far as getting parts in and getting some stuff finally rolling. Hopefully everything goes smooth on the assembly side of the motor, and we can have that thing knocked out in a week or two and be able to go down and get it dynoed. So when we go down and get it dynoed, I will remember to take the camera with me, and you know, if they don't mind, and get a little tour of their shop and do some filming for that, because that's a scary cool process. But yeah, big thanks to Gressman Power Sports down there in Fremont. They did a nice job and got things turned around, worked really well with us. Really appreciate them. So everything's rolling. We're T-minus hopefully 3 weeks now till first night on the track. We got the toter home back. Still having some issues with that, but we're getting that sorted out. And I mean, if this weather finally breaks around here and it's not freaking winter time in spring, then hopefully we'll be able to get some more outside progress stuff, you know, putting generators in and getting trailers fixed up and all that kind of stuff. So 'tis that time of season. What you guys got anything? I'm just standing over here hanging out.
Oh, you know, just building body panels.
Yeah.
Too many bodies for the year. Not here.
Yeah, Brandon's like a
he's like a traveling body man.
Yeah, he's like a 3/4 time race car guy. I say 3/4 time because he's not like full time. He's a little over half time, but it's about like 3/4. Like some of it he does like legitimate work for a guy, and then the other part of it is like just really kind of pissing around with race car stuff. So like a 3/4% race car guy. But yeah, he's 5 bodies deep, 4 bodies deep.
3 installs.
Yeah, 3 installs, 5 body, complete bodies. So that's good though, because, you know, I'm not even gonna say it. I'm not even gonna talk about what I was just thinking, because I'm not trying to jinx myself. So anyhow, no, we don't feel like messing up nothing. And then Nate came to hang out.
Just filling in where I can right now. No balonies yet.
No tires yet, but soon, very soon, we will get him some tires.
I feel like Ricky Bobby. I don't know what to do with my hands.
Not a Van Helsstein tire groover in my hand.
Yeah. Well, you know, you just don't know. Like, you're like, hey, we'll probably get some tires this week, and then like, I don't know, $5,000 worth of shit comes in. You're like, oh, okay, well, maybe we'll wait till next week to get some tires.
What are you doing there, motor builder?
Oh, file fitting some rings.
Working on the oil wiping ring right now. Second ring down. I already did the compression ring, top ring. Then we're all set. And the oil ring itself is all set, ready to go. So basically got one more ring here to do, and then we'll be ready to start throwing them on some pistons. Basically stick it in the bore. Got this little tool here, pushes it down, squares it up, and then check your distance, your end gap between rings here. Should be in at 25 thou, and that's what we're getting. So that one's done. Got one more to do. Use this little ring grinding tool here. It's got a diamond wheel on it. Basically just gonna walk around. And then we retrofit it with a DeWalt drill. So you don't have to do a lot of cranking on it. Kind of just put it in here and just lightly squeeze on it. Drag it back. I drag it back and forth. Do that so many times. I like to make two different checks on it. Take a little diamond file here, and it creates like a little burr on the ring, and I'll just knock that little burr off of it so that your ring sits in the bore flat. Just basically check it to make sure it knocked that burr off. I just do it on the edges that touch the cylinder wall at first. And then once on my final check, after I'm sure that I got the right end gap on it, I'll deburr the whole all around the ring to make sure that there's no burr on it whatsoever. Pop her down in there and see how close we are. So we're still got about, I don't know, probably 15 thousandths on it or so. So I'll just go back over here and do the same process.
Why are those all numbered?
That's what cylinder they go in. Each basically ring pack is designated to a particular cylinder. So that way when you pop them on the piston, and that's the cylinder they go in.
And what are you doing?
Oh, just trying to install a gas pedal now. We got a seat and everything in the car. It's the fun game of getting all the other little things. We've been waiting to, we've had this forever. We've been waiting to put it in, so we got them in there so we can find locations and everything. We gotta get it all located down in here in this little baby hole down in here that's dark and hard to see. And he's just holding the foot. He can't do nothing in there. So you gotta find some locations and such things, and then pull up to your measurement to actually find where your hole's gonna go through for your throttle shaft, and then, you know, all the fun things that go along with that. Just trying to get it all right. Matter of fact, this one looks like we're gonna have to shorten it up. The shaft is too long and it's actually hitting on dry sump fittings in here. So probably gonna have to cut it down and make it the length.
And the driver's sitting there.
Just doing driver things.
My only concern is just making sure that we have enough room to get over far enough, which, I mean, I feel like you're like here with your carburetor. I wish we had a carby in there. And you can see the issue here. So here's your throttle shaft that I'm controlling that comes through, and that's got to mount up against the firewall, but it's hitting on our dry sump fitting here. So we're gonna have to shorten it up inside of here so it's not hitting our dry sump fitting.
How much are you taking off?
I was gonna grab the tape measure here and take a look at I feel like your other one was cut too. The one in the old car. I got my whole, that's all I needed from you. Here's the thing is I was going to cut it down because we really don't have a choice. You're going to have to cut it down. I mean, it doesn't matter. So just cut it down that 1.5 inch gap that you're going to need to clear your fitting, and it'll be what
That way you can put it on whatever angle you want.
And of course, the shop dog,
If you
Carmi,
turn it like that, you're
wanting
not gonna be able to have
attention.
your foot on
Say
this
hello,
top
Carmi.
that long.
Yeah, I mean, you're gonna have to.
Nope.
I mean, I feel like the other one's somewhere in here.
Well, you figure, I mean, if you're center lining your motor, you could kind of like guesstimate where roughly your motor would be. You look at your training.
Yeah, I feel like
It's
that'll
not
be
down
fine.
there. I think we could cut 1.5 inches off and be fine.
You got a tape measure on you?
Yeah.
Is that 1.5 inches?
I was looking at it in the tape. Yeah. It's measuring 1 8.
Go ahead to go 1.5 inches. Okay.
Just don't booger up them thread sickles.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that'll be fine. I think that'll be fine. So, we did get the harnesses in. We got the seat in. Come around here, camera lady. So we did get the seat in. We got the harnesses roughed in where they need to be. And then if you look back here, that shiny black bracket back there with the gold bolt sticking through it, that's the final rendition of the seat bracket. So everything's basically about where we want it now. Our camera lady is very focused on the camera, and she's tripped over like 3 or 4 things transversing around the car.
It's a dangerous place in here.
Let's see the nose that we got on.
Yeah, we did some work up there.
Nose started roughed in too over here. So I got this, we decided we're going with white chin on it. So I got the white chin on it last night. We got the centerpiece of the nose bolted down so I could start building fenders and stuff. And I had to get pulled off to help him get this throttle pedal and get his harnesses and everything all done. So as soon as we get squared up with that, I'll get back, we'll get over here, we'll start making some upper fenders and stuff. Basically, I'm trying to get this whole right side done because we can't have 2 of us over there trying to work on stuff. So I'm just focusing on the right side, and then when we're done over there, I'll move over and get the left side all hung up.
Anything else? New?
Oh, I mean, things are rolling along where it looks like a chaotic mess right now because it kind of is, but there, like Brandon said, there's certain things that you have to get done in order to do other things. So, you know, we're going to jerk that seat back out, finalize all the harnesses. I need to strip that seat down like we talked about the other day so I can get it powder coated. Hopefully that'll be back by middle of the week, end of the week, and then we'll be able to bolt everything in for final. We still got to make our windshield wind deflector thing. But the progress that's been made is good. Like things are starting to get to the point where once you put them back on or back together, that's the last time that you got to do it. You know, it's kind of, we're getting through the mock-up phase of things now, so it's rolling right along.
All right. Back over here to the motor guy. How long till it's done? Because that's what Mom always wants to know when it's done.
Hopefully she's done by the end of the week. Barns that we don't run into any problems.
We won't. You're good.
I'm average. I'm an average Joe.
All right, just another typical Sunday afternoon, morning and evening. And in case you're wondering what all that noise is bringing in from there, all your sheet metal comes with a protective plastic. It has to be taken off. Which we leave on a lot of times when he's hanging body panels until he's all done. What are you doing that you're taking it off? Because usually we leave it on.
It's double-sided, so like when you get color, you can get, so standard aluminum is your color on one side that you want and white on the other side. If you get color on color, so black on black, gloss black on gloss black, flat black on flat black, you know, white on white, if you're specific, you know, red on red, if you want the same color on both sides, it gets plastic protected on both sides for shipping. Well, when you, this is going to be my back side of my panel, so I got my plastic off so I can mark and everything on it.
Okay.
The other side still got plastic on it.
All right.
All right, I just want to get this video wrapped up for, you know, so I can get it uploaded and get it edited. As you guys see, the car's coming along pretty good. We're in full hammer down mode, all hands on deck. BJ's was working on mounting a seat, got that done. I'm banging on this body, trying to get it finished up. And Dad's currently in the middle of putting the motor together. Hopefully it'll be ready here before next week is the plan. So we can go get that thing dynoed. Don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe. You guys all have a good one.